Hello everyone, and welcome to another Goodsmellas review. For those of you who don't know, Goodsmellas review are basically reviews where I go through, review a fragrance like I almost normally would, except in this one, I bring in together all of the Goodsmellas to kind of give their take and opinion on it. So not only are you getting my opinion, but you're getting a bunch of other guys' opinions on the fragrance as well, just so you can kind of formulate a better opinion of it and come to a decision whether or not you want to purchase it, add it to your collection, whatever it may be. Alright, so the fragrance we're reviewing today is Chambre Noire. Now this fragrance I absolutely love, by Olfactive Studios. It has rocketed to the top of, or close to the top of some of my favorite fragrances, especially to wear for winter. It's only been getting more and more play for me in that sort of aspect. Here is the bottle. It says Chambre Noire. I actually love the design of the Olfactive Studio bottles. They're very simple, very sleek. Cap is very sturdy. It comes on like that. It's a Chambre Noire Olfactive Studio on the front. I've actually used quite a bit of this. This is only a 50 milliliter though. So I'm almost down to the halfway mark. I'm getting there. The box, again, I love the presentation for these. The box, it says Olfactive Studio. Now, their house is kind of a cross between photography and fragrance perfume. So they're very, artistic. So it comes with, in this little box, this is actually the 50 milliliter. And when you take the box apart, it's, the fragrance sits right here and there, and it comes with a little a photograph, basically, with the fragrance. Now, this particular photograph is of, I believe, the city of Cairo. So that's kind of what helped inspire Chambre Noire. It's got incense, spices, but I'll touch upon that in a bit. Papyrus. So I really love the design and how these actually come out. Very sleek, very beautiful, and can't really say enough about it. The creator of the perfume is Dorothy, I want to say Pio. I'm probably butchering her name, Dorothy Pio. The creator of the company is Celine, but the fragrance itself is Dorothy Pio. The fragrance was released in 2011. Now, the 100 milliliter of this fragrance, which this is the 50 milliliter, but the 100 milliliter of this fragrance is going to cost you about $195 if you have no discounts whatsoever. The 50 milliliter of the fragrance is going to cost you around $145. So it's definitely a pricey fragrance that's up there. So take with that what you will. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the notes for this fragrance. For the top, we have pink pepper. For the mid, we have jasmine, incense, violet, plum, and papyrus. And for our base, we have musk, sandalwood, patchouli, leather, and vanilla. So if I'm going to go ahead and describe this fragrance within one sentence, it would be a beautiful, woodsy leather scent that has plum and vanilla. Plum and the vanilla bring this sweetness to it to kind of invite you in. So overall, it's a darker, woody, leathery type of a scent that does have some added sweetness to it from the plum and some added sweetness to it from the vanilla as well, but it's not a sweet fragrance. It kind of oscillates between a light and a dark fragrance in that manner. It's not fully a dark fragrance, it's not fully a light fragrance for that matter. I think it comes off as very masculine. There's some people who said they smelled it and they said that it smells a little bit feminine to them. So this is one of those fragrances that some people are going to think it's masculine, some people are going to think it's feminine. It's really going to depend on what you're wearing and how you actually apply it. This fragrance also has this boozy type of a note to it, this boozy type of a feel to it that goes off really well. And the incense and the pink pepper bring this spiciness to it, this kick to it that really does, kind of remind you of Egypt, if that makes any sense. The papyrus kind of lingers in the background. All of these notes, this is overall a very complex fragrance. All of these notes kind of combine together, but you can still pick out little hints of each of the notes here and there. Now, patchouli is also in this fragrance. Patchouli is one of the notes that personally I have a hard time picking out, just because it seems to blend with other notes to me so well that I have a hard time picking it out, individually. I have an easier time picking out, raw patchouli, but patchouli hardly ever comes across like that in fragrances anymore. It comes across as this, and it's blended within it. I think it's blended within it absolutely magnificently. I can't really detect the patchouli. I get a lot of the sandalwood, I get a bit of the musk, I get a lot of the leather on it. Now, the other thing of note that you should know is that overall, you notice that the only top note listed was pink pepper. And I think it really does fit with this fragrance because this fragrance doesn't really have bases. It really has kind of what you spray on, and for me, that's it. It'll keep that way from what you initially sprayed and kind of last throughout the day and go through it. So it's a very well blended, very well mixed fragrance that kind of keeps on the even keel throughout the fragrance lifetime. So very good fragrance. I absolutely love the scent on it. It also has this dryness to it. It doesn't really feel like a wet fragrance. It feels like a really dry fragrance that kind of brings out this mysteriousness type of it. So it has this really mysterious type of a vibe, this really darker type of a vibe that I absolutely love. It's not a really deep, dark fragrance or really deep, sweet fragrance or really deep, woody fragrance. You'll see what I mean if you give it a try. It has these notes to it, but it kind of remains, a little bit on the fringe where you're not exactly sure how to classify it, but you kind of put it down there. It's definitely more of a darker fragrance though. So if we get into classifications on how it actually kind of comes off, I would definitely say that fragrance is definitely more suited for fall and winter. At least that's where I prefer to wear it. Some people prefer to wear it in spring or all year round. Knock yourself out. But me personally, I say it's a fall, winter type of fragrance. For occasion, here's where it gets a little tricky as well. And now, you can wear it casually, easily, but if you're wearing it casually, I would say be a well-dressed casual, like with a sweater, jeans, nice pair of shoes, stuff like that. Casual, but, not casual to the point of, gym shorts or anything like that. It won't fit with gym shorts, but it'll fit with a well-dressed casual type of fragrance. For that matter, I think it's a great date fragrance. I think it's a great fragrance to wear to work if you dress up for it. Keep it in mind for those type of scenarios. So it really gives across this air of, I want to say maturity. It gives across this air of elegance almost. That's what I really get from Chambre Noire. It lasts about 10 hours on me. Now, the other weird thing about this fragrance though is it doesn't have good projection. I found that projection is a little bit below average. However, the sillage on this is actually pretty good. So when you're going to leave a nice little scent trail, and when people get up close to you, they're going to smell you, but it's not going to project and be around. But what that also means is, and when I wear this to work, if I usually have a lot of meetings and I'm in smaller type of conference rooms or maybe large type of conference rooms, but if I'm sitting there for a while, people will smell me, they'll notice me, and that's usually when I get my compliments for it. Oh, hey, what are you wearing? It's great stuff. I absolutely love that. It seems so exotic, stuff type thing. Now, generally, darker fragrances work better on my skin, so, as always, word of caution, try it out, all right? So let's see what what the Goodsmellas thought about this fragrance. We all have different opinions, and I really think that it's useful for you to get their opinion on it as well, and that's the whole purpose of this video. So here they are.
This is pretty good. It's one of those spring scents you could wear like during the daytime, go to the store, go to the mall. Definitely high quality, I guess. I give it like 8.5 out of 10.
I'm trying Chambre Noire. It's a nice woody scent. I really like it. I actually have this bottle. 1 out of 10, I'll probably give it an 8.
Oh, I don't like that one. I don't know what this is, but I'm not liking this one too much. This one gets a 2 for me.
I'm smelling Chambre Noire. This is from Olfactive Studio. I like this one a lot. It's actually one of my favorites. On this test strip, I can't really make out the notes. It's a little powdery-ish. It's oriental. I love it a lot, but I prefer it on skin. From this paper, I'd say a 7.
Oh, This is actually good. I missed my opportunity to purchase this one. It's by Olfactive Studios. It's Chambre Noire. It's really good. It has a woody oriental smell. It's slightly fruity, slightly. There's a lot of fruitiness in there, well, a little bit, I should say. It's actually really good, and I like it. It's it's a unique scent. You can wear it all around, all seasons long, whatever you want to wear. I'll give it an A. Letter grade A. From 1 to 10, I give it a 10. I really enjoy this fragrance. I really do.
Huh. Okay, it's not bad. It doesn't stink. It smells nice. I'm not sure if I would buy a bottle. I would definitely need to spray this on skin and give it some time. But right off the paper, it smells nice. It smells okay. Yeah, 1 through 10, I would give it like a 7. Yeah, a 7.
This is interesting. I get a berry note of some sort. Maybe a little bit of rose. This is interesting. I get kind of like a berry note. It's a little bit more perfumey. So when I say perfumey, I mean like feminine perfumey. Kind of leans to slightly more feminine. It's got some spices, and you can tell it's rich. Like there's some flavors to it. It's definitely more natural than some of the other ones that I've smelled. At a 1 out of 10, I'd maybe give this one a 4 personally, for my taste. But you can tell it's a quality scent.
Now this is great. It's very dark and very light at the same time. It's got a patchouli with a little booziness in it. It's got a touch of fruit. There's a lot of depth here. It's very. I mean, if this is all occasion, this is maybe the colder weather, but this is really good stuff. This is complex. I would need to spend more time with this, but based on first impressions, we're into like at this point A-, B+. I could go a little higher if I spend more time with this. But this is sexy. This is good stuff.
Airy. On the fresh side, getting us some citrus. I'd say it's a good summer, spring scent. Scale of 1 to 10. Give it an 8.
So, as you can see, some of the Goodsmellas absolutely loved it, some didn't like it. Igor thought, that it was more suited towards spring, that it was a springy type of fragrance. Frank had pretty good words to say about it. Then he gave it a 4 out of 10. That's Frank. Wasn't his personal like for it. You have Rich. Rich didn't like the fragrance at all. Not his cup of tea. What are you going to say about it? But, you had Ed who loved it. You had Mike who loved it. So you got your lovers and you got your detractors from it. Keep that in mind and keep some of the things that they said in mind for why they liked it or why they disliked it or what their general comments were on the particular fragrance. I really like Mike's comment where he goes in and he kind of goes through and nails a bunch of notes, even just blind smelling it, on what he thought the fragrance actually smelled like, and I thought he was pretty damn close, if not right on the bat. So very good observations and some things to keep in mind. So if I'm going to go ahead and give it a rating, I personally give this one a 9 out of 10. I absolutely love this fragrance. Again, this is rocketed up my list of favorite fragrances, stuff that I wear for winter, and it's easily gotten up there. I actually really regret getting 50 milliliters. I wish I got more, and I'll probably, if I run out, which I probably will at this rate, I'll probably turn around and buy 100 milliliter for it. Expensive, but in my opinion, worth it. I like it. That's all that matters. So there are 3 things that I would focus on and highly recommend to buy it. If you like patchouli, if you like woody fragrances, and if you like leather, give this one a try. If you don't like any of those things, if you're not a fan of patchouli, actually that may be why, I was thinking of Frunkinator or Ed, basically, and he actually hates patchouli. That would be why he doesn't like this fragrance. But either way, if you're not a fan of either of those things, leather, woody fragrances, or patchouli, you probably want to steer away from this because you might not like it. But if you're looking for that darker, mysterious type of a fragrance, Fragrance is a little bit more, more mature. I don't want to say it's an old man fragrance because it doesn't really come across like that for me. But keep those things in mind as you think. So if you have any questions whatsoever, any questions for me or any of the Goodsmellas, please feel free, leave a comment, send me a message. I'll get it over to them or do whatever it takes to get your question answered. All right. So thank you. Take care of yourselves and have a great day.